Hey friends, have you ever wanted to make your own wax melts from the comfort of your own home, as well as knowing what is in them from wax to fragrance oil? Well, you're in the right place. Thank you for clicking on this video. My name is Kim, and I'm an artist, creator, and small business owner of gingatextiledesigns. Today, with me, you'll learn how to create your own sustainable wax melts using natural ingredients that are not only eco-friendly, but also customizable to your favorite scents, as well as a simple formula for candle math that'll not only help you now, but can also help you with if you want to make candles in the future, and not just wax melts. This candle math is universal, and it'll help you with various sizes and different molds. And a little not so fun fact, did you know that store-bought wax melts often contain harmful chemicals, which can be detrimental to both your health and the environment? These chemicals can release toxic fumes when heated, affecting the air quality in your home. So by making your own wax melts and doing some research, you can avoid these risks and have full control over the materials that you use. By using natural waxes and clean scents, not only benefit the environment, but also your well-being. You can create scents that uplift and relax you without exposing yourself to synthetic fragrances and chemicals. This way you get to enjoy a healthier and more pleasant experience. We'll explore the ingredients you'll need, such as natural waxes. I have some coconut, soy, sunflower blend from Candle Science. This is not sponsored, it's just who I use, and they definitely thrive on providing sustainable, not only clean natural waxes, but as well as their fragrance oils are clean. And today's scent that we are going to be making is a version of my cereal milk, which smells like your favorite fruity cereal, like Fruity Pebbles, Fruit Loops, Trix. You will also need some molds or recyclable clamshell. That's what we're going to be utilizing today. And then I do have some other various ones, like this is my candy bar, and then just regular little cubes. You will need a thermometer, whether that be a digital or a stick. I do prefer the stick, I feel like it's more accurate, however I do utilize both. A scale that measures in ounces or grams. We will be using ounces today. A container does not need to be silicone. It can be any little container. It could be a measuring Pyrex bowl in order to measure out the fragrance. And then if you do not have a wax melter, which I will be utilizing, you can use a simple double boiler method with, a pot with some water in it and putting your wax in there. Now, before we get started on our first step, I want to teach you candle math. So with candle math, what we need to do is have a scale and say we did not know how much liquid that this would hold. And the difference between water and wax is, of course, wax is more dense than water. What we could do is we can take our clamshell, put it on top of our scale, tear it out, and we could pour water into our clamshell or our mold until it fills to the top. Then we would need to take that number. So in this case, I know this is a 2-ounce clamshell. It holds 2 ounces of water. So I would need to take 2 ounces and times it by our density for our wax, which is 0.86. So when we take 2 and we times it by 0.86, it's 1.72. So we know that this particular clamshell will hold a total of 1.72 ounces of wax. Now, we also need to figure out, okay, well, how much fragrance oil can it hold? So we need to take that 1.72 and we need to times it by the percentage of our fragrance oil. And then you say, well, hey Kim, how do I know how much fragrance oil my wax can hold? On all websites that I've seen with the companies that I utilize to purchase my wax and my fragrance oil, it lets you know what your fragrance oil load is for your wax. So this particular blend of the coconut, soy, and sunflower, it can hold up to 25%. That in the candle world is a lot of fragrance oil. I'm going to use 20%. So you want to take the 1.72 and you want to times it by 20%, which that would come out to 1.376, and we can round it up for this sake to 1.38. So now that we know the 20% of 1.72 is 1.38, we need to take 1.72 and minus 1.38, which comes out to 0.34. So this is our fragrance ounces, and this will be our total wax. So to make one of these clamshells, we would need 1.38 ounces of wax and 0.34 ounces of our fragrance oil. Now also a little tidbit about the wax. And the reason why I chose this coconut soy sunflower blend is it has a more firmer setup than 100% soy. If I was to put 100% soy in here, such as Golden Brands 444 that I utilize in my candles, it would leave a little residue, and since it's softer, it would be harder to get out of here. This firms up wonderfully. It is made for the wax melts and pillars. So standalone candles that you would see that come right out of the molds, this would be your best option. So I'm going to pour, I already have some wax in here, but I'm going to pour the rest of the wax in here and get that melted and brought up to temp. And the reason why we do that is it needs to be at least that temperature for us to add in our fragrance oil, for it to be warm enough for it to incorporate in within the wax. While we're waiting for our wax to melt and get up to temp, we're going to measure out our fragrance oil. And of course, I am using lemon blueberry crumble. It is the perfect scent. I do have a different blend that I utilize for my cereal milk. There is another scent that I do add into here, but just for today's tutorial purposes, this smells exactly like your favorite fruity cereal. So I've already tared out my ounces on my scale, and I just need to add in that 0.34. Now, my container that I will be pouring my wax in, I want to make sure that that is tear it out too, so I can get the accurate amount, which, like I said before, we needed the 0.34 on the fragrance oil and the 1.38 on our wax. Okay, our wax is all melted. I'm just going to do a quick temp and make sure we've reached at least 185 degrees Fahrenheit, and then we'll be adding our fragrance oil. I'll be right back with you. So there is a lot of ways to be super creative. You don't have to go with that all natural, more basic look. You can find natural candle dyes, which I have basically the rainbow here. There's multiple versions. There's not only just the little candle flakes, that is what is in these packaging. There is also liquid dyes, and if you just do a little bit of research, you can find some pretty natural and non-synthetic organic dyes as well. Same with this mica that I got from Makesy. Makesy is another great company that does work on providing their customers with some sustainable products. And isn't this just gorgeous? It adds just a luminescence, fantasy type swirl, and it's called bubblegum mica, which, like I said, if you do want me to do some tutorials where I show you, I have another version of my cereal milk bars that are swirled with the colors. We can always do something like that in future how-tos, show you exactly how much of the candle wax or the mica to add in order to get that great color or, you know, swirl and that luminescence. I just bought this one off Amazon. I'll make sure that everything that I have here I tag in the description if you're interested. And I'm still waiting on the wax to melt, but I thought about something else to where if you just wanted to make these from the comfort of your own home, which I do get these from Amazon as well. Candle Science has this coconut soy sunflower blend in a microwavable 1-pound bag, and it is very affordable. It is, I believe, $4.97. Don't quote me on that, but I know that it is definitely under $10. And you just pop it into the microwave, follow the directions, and you can pour right from that bag. I used to have one, but I must have got rid of it. And then that means you don't need a double boiler. You can pour right from that bag. It has an easy open. You can just pour your fragrance oil right into that and put it right into your clamshells. And you figure if you're utilizing, we'll say 2 ounces, and you got a 1-pound bag, you can get a couple of these out of that, which will save you some money. Okay, now that all our wax is melted, check the temperature. We're within that 185 degree range. We can go ahead and add our fragrance oil in. And then once you have all this fragrance oil out, you want to mix for approximately 2 minutes. This will allow your fragrance oil and wax to become one. Then when it is all mixed together, you want to wait until it's reached about, depending on the humidity, I would say if you lived in a hotter climate like out west, I am on the East Coast, you would want probably wait till about 130 to 145. I usually pour between 140 and 150 since it is a little bit cooler. And now that I have mixed our fragrance oil and our wax for approximately 2 minutes, I can go ahead and pour into our clamshell. You want to go slow, so that way you get an equal amount and you don't overflow or spill, in case your measurements were a little bit off. Which I've been doing this long enough that thankfully they are not. So once you have the wax poured into the mold, you're going to want to leave your mold set at least overnight. And typically we do recommend that you allow the wax and the fragrance oil to cure. It's typically 2 weeks. You don't have to wait that long. It's just going to give you a stronger scent throw. And if you are using this particular wax blend and that particular amount of fragrance oil, I do recommend, if it's a smaller room, using about half of one of the little cubes versus a whole one, because it does have a very strong scent throw. So these wax melts, they can be used in any standard wax warmer, providing a cozy and inviting ambience. You can customize your scents. Like I said, Candle Science makes I typically do go for Candle Science. That is my own personal preference. they have an enormous catalog for their scents. And by doing so, you can change your room moods by making it more fun and creative process. And as you start using your homemade wax melts, you'll notice a difference in the air quality and how pleasant it feels to have that clean fragrance in your home. Plus, sharing these with friends and family, and hey, Mother's Day is coming up, it's this Sunday, you can spread the joy of sustainable living. By creating your own sustainable wax melts, it's not only fun and easy, but it also supports a healthier lifestyle and cleaner planet. And hey, if you don't want to make your own, but you want to enjoy the benefits of clean wax melts, we do offer wax melts in almost all of our scents on our site at gingatextiledesigns.com. All candles and melts are made with the environment and sustainability in mind. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more DIY tips and studio vlogs. And let us know in the comments, what's your favorite scent to use? Do you like the more fruity cereal milk, or like the strawberry milk, which is this pink milk, it's strawberries and cream? It's part of my 90s nostalgia collection. Or are you more of an earthy, woodsy type scent? Do you like the ozonic or more like clean? Let me know. We would love to hear what your favorite scents are to use in your home. Bye for now.